will start sharing my screen, entire screen, in fact. Okay, so today's session is more on how one could have anticipated today's bounce, and it is going to be all about that, right? So first of all, let me tell you that uh, the bounce could have been yesterday, today, tomorrow, or it would not have come, right? And any any anal and like any analysis would not be 100% probability. So just to begin the chat, that this is not meant to say that, hey, look, what I have done, or all of these did led me to having a bounce today. It's just that some of these things could have helped, and always know that that is the case. Okay, things are that's what non-zero, non-100, non-zero probability means. So all right. So let me begin. Once that is out of the way, let me actually take you to what my post weekend last week thoughts were, and so that was here, 5th October. The bias was bearish, but the title suggested that I wouldn't bet against the bounce. But once that bounce comes, please confirm also before getting in, right? So I will basically take you back to each and everything. So what I had said was, or what my reading was, nothing right now, nothing Friday close told me that the bounce will come yet. Okay, but there were a couple of things which worked in favor of the bounce coming. One was that the most indices were at the 50 DMA support, and I will show you very soon what it is. So for example, this one, most of the time the 50 DMA sort of had been the support. Now the most common mistake when people say that 50 DMA is a support, they basically be very precise of on the 50 DMA, like बिल्कुल scale लेके एकदम, you know, तो थोड़ा सा भी नीचे ज़्यादा आ रहा है, the 50 DMA is broken. So that is not like that. 50 uh, because 50 DMA undercuts can also happen, and from the previous instances also we know that 50 DMA undercut can happen, and that oversold can also remain oversold for some time. And in fact, by Friday we were very near to the oversold short-term breadth levels. Okay, so then to anticipate a bounce very soon would be wishful thinking at best, but I would not bet against it too. But at the same time, this is what I said, that once the bounce comes, right? So what are the first few things one should look at to basically say that, okay, you know, to confirm that there is a bounce now incoming? So these were the following things I would be looking for the signs when the bounce comes to confirm. So first things first, the shakeout scanner will spike, and this is most often one of the first signs that we are basically finding some sort of support. Okay, the second thing which I would have looked to confirm that was the net 4% data has to turn positive. Has to, like, there is no conversation of bounce until and unless the net 4% data turns positive. Okay, and the breadth plot will of course reverse and cross its 5 DMA. The trend templates, the Minervini trend template, Landry trend template, and any other trend template will also start now putting more numbers which are now trending up, right? So these were the couple of things which I was looking for to confirm the signs of breadth. Now what happened yesterday? So this was Friday, post Friday. What happened yesterday? So yesterday morning, um, yes. So yesterday, what happened? A couple of things which possibly I missed in yesterday's this one. So early morning, this was the my breadth anticipation. So this was today, early morning, before market open. That anticipation, a short-term bottom is around this level. Okay. So what I missed yesterday in the morning when I quickly looked at things again with a fresh eye, what I saw was two things, and these were the two things which I already discussed on Friday. That these were the things I would be looking for. So the shakeout scanner had spiked very. I mean, albeit the spike was less, smaller here. If you can see the इसको मैं थोड़ा बड़ा कर दूँ मेरा screen. तो this was the scanner that basically on this was on Monday, and Monday was the Friday was a very tiny thing, so we could not basically call that a spike, but Monday also there is something, right? And today even more. um, So if I show you, not this, not this, yo, I missed yesterday. This is what I pointed out here. This was a small Kidia. This is what I call Kidia volume, and there is Nitin. This is Nitin's scanner, and he calls it uh, market breadth volume. Okay, so there was a spike there, albeit very less, not exactly as how we had in other instances, but these were some of the clues, and one thing was the market breadth went to obscene level of, not obscene, but like very almost 10, so almost 10 level of oversold. So anything below 20, we know that every time market hits those kind of levels, a bounce is due. Now I will show you exactly what I mean by this. So if you see all previous bounces, this has come from like levels where the breadth has undercut the 20. Okay, so around here this was the undercut, and very soon the bounce followed. Every time it sort of undercut that level, then the 20 level, even in this case here 20, yahan pe bhi, even in this case, this was a quick touch of 20 and then bounce, quick touch of 20 and then bounce. And on Friday it was close, but post Monday, I mean yesterday, it was like really oversold. So this was something which basically uh, got me to have this to more anticipate a bounce today. Okay, as things are at the oversold level, I expected a bounce. Would that bounce lead us to ATH? That I don't know. And would that bounce come? That also I was not sure. Like, because these are things you cannot be sure. The bounce could have come. Like I said yesterday, it sort of came today. It could also have come tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or these things might not have led to a bounce and we would have slide down. Okay, and that is still a possibility, right? So these were the few things which helped me to look for a bounce. And this is what anticipation means. Anticipation doesn't mean that pakka aayega. Anticipation means that, like, okay, the probabilities are in your favor, and so you have to look, you have to be ready to play if that short-term bounce occurs, right? So now, once in the morning, things started to shape up, having the anticipation that the bounce will come. What are the things one has to look for during the day to say that, okay, the bounce is actually here? Of course, first things first, your indices will start printing very bullish, this one, right? So for example, your Nifty 50 and Nifty 500, they basically started to, one of the most linear higher highs and higher lows were printed today. And it was almost very difficult to lose money if one were trading this on the long side. Okay, so okay, bunch of sideways, then up, pull back, up, pull back, up, pull back, up. So this is a very linear thing, and and especially on Nifty 50, what I was looking till yesterday was, it was a sell on bounce market. Okay, so now sell or bounce market, sell from which level? Sell from the AVWAP levels, and this was also on yesterday's breath update. So if you clipped this one on any of the previous highs, it was basically the market was, like, the AVWAPs were acting as a resistance. So if you again clipped it here, Monday action was also sort of this was getting resistance. So what happened today? As soon as sort of the market khula, all of these resistance. So until yesterday, if you see here, yesterday 11 o'clock was also resistance from the previous top. Even around close, around 3 o'clock, also this AVWAP was a resistance. Now, as soon as today the market sort of opened, very soon, the resistances of the AVWAP were firmly broken on the upside, and AVWAP from the bottom now acted as support. So this was basically one, definitely the price was confirming of whatever the bounce action came today. The other sort of intraday action was very clear, was the net up down. So basically this is what I meant by net 4% thingy, right? So I'll quickly again take you back. What are the things one need to see? The shakeout scanner will spike. That spiked on Monday. The net 4% has to turn positive, and this is how you confirm. Following signs to confirm. And what happened today? Exactly that. Um, as soon as the market opened, so yesterday we had hit oversold level, right? And yesterday, by the looks of it, I think posted on the group saying that this chart is giving me bear market vibes. Bear market में आपको इतना oversold मिलेगा. And during the end yesterday, it basically little bit it came up, but today as soon as it opened 9:15, उसके बाद there was no looking back. Every 3 minute, every 15 minute, it was printing a higher number, and eventually around 10:30 we actually got above the zero level and thoda pullback आया, फिर we closed like uber bullish. So right now it's at 20, the print is at 25. So 25 net 4%, net 4% number at 25 is like hugely positive. So during the whole day we had a very positive name, and even if you look at simple things like the advanced decline lines intraday, you would basically see that the moment the market opened, we basically, the number of stocks that are advancing started off from 7, 30, 60%, 75 to like we literally closed at 90%, right? So this is basically hugely bullish action overcoming the previous bearish actions of the couple of days. But even better than this, I base so even a more better intraday strengths sign is basically the ORB plot. So ORB plot basically just right after we opened, never the number of ORBDs, which is the open range breakdowns, never crossed above the ORBOs, which is basically the open range breakouts, which means that more and more stocks were breaking out of their open ranges and trending up. So the percentage of ORBOs were from 40 to like 50, 60, like it basically closed really high. So this sort of action is very... So what I was saying, I will have to go a little bit back. So what I was saying that this morning on the breadth update, what I wrote was why I see an anticipation of a bounce could be today is because there was a spike in the shakeouts. Number of shakeouts were a little bit here and there, and then the KDA volume also spiked, albeit both of them were very less. But the anticipation was always in place because we were oversold. Okay, we were oversold. We were hitting oversold levels in the short-term breadth. So like only 9% of the whole NSE stocks were trending above the 10 DMA. This can't sustain. Like आएगा मतलब they will come and buy. So again could have came yesterday because yesterday also was overbought. They came today, but आज नहीं आके कल भी आ सकते थे. So once that kind of buying comes, you have to be very vigilant about in the intraday action to confirm that okay, this actually is a buy and matlab this will not fizzle out, the entire day. Because I remember a couple of these kind of action also happened last week, late like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but the action did not come to like full-fledged bullishness, right? So you always confirm. So how do you confirm? Is basically by looking at intraday strength, right? So intraday strength देखने का तरीका एकाध है. जैसे like you basically look at what Nifty 50 is doing and what Nifty 500 is doing, right? Until yesterday, and this I also posted in the B-Rocket group as well as in Homma as well, that until yesterday the kind of markets we had was a sell on rise market, right? So we had fallen almost like 6% from the top in Nifty 50, and every time we had a bounce till the AV WAP from the recent swing highs, we were getting slapped. We clipped an AV WAP here, we again got slapped here, like the gap up did not sustain. यहाँ पे भी इसको स्लैप किया, यहाँ पे भी स्लैप किया, बट आज क्या हुआ, व्हाट हैपेंड टुडे, मोर वंस वी गॉट बैक अप टू 10 के बाद अब वी पुल्ड बैक एंड देन आफ्टर दैट वी बेसिकली broke out of these AVWAPs. Okay, now it's not to say that these AVWAPs might not again come back and be a place of resistance, and this will be, and this might be, I'm not sure that will be, but these are the things one need to look out for, right? Even here when this was happening, I mean, one could have anticipated that this is a very strong area of this one. So similarly, यहाँ पे भी आ सकता है. I'm not saying it will not come. Okay, so these are the levels of resistance one need to look for. Now, unfortunately, CNX 500 में you cannot put the AVWAP, but what I have put is, what I generally look for is the 25, the 5 day moving average. So just like how Brian Shannon of the AVWAP guy looks like. So every time the price is below 5 DMA, it is guilty until proven innocent, right? So I'm just hoping that because of the strength here, it will basically pierce the 5 DMA now going forward, and then come back, and 5 DMA will now become the support, right? So basically, let circle back to what are the things one needs to look at intraday for strength. And again, today was undeniable strength. Like anyone who is watching the market would basically, this was unmissable today, right? So you had your net 4% plot, which is basically a primary, like just like price and volume are two primary datas in market. Net 4% up down is also a primary data from the market. It's coming directly from price. It's not a derivative of price, directly price, right? So this is one of the primary data. And if you see what happened yesterday around close, we closed at about like minus 40, which is basically very low, almost we went to an oversold area. And from that today, as soon as the market opened, we always printed a higher and higher number. And by 10:30, we were in positive zone, right? So this was another very early indication this morning that, hey, things are getting serious now, like, so this was one. And if you looked at the advanced decline line, and why is it called worm? Because Pradeep Bonde calls it worm, so I cannot rename it something else. So I also call worm. So if you see the net advanced decline line, as soon as we opened, the advances were increasing and increasing and increasing, and the declines were decreasing, and we in fact closed at the most bullish number here. Similarly, the ORB plot. Now, what is ORB plot for people who don't know? It basically plots what percentage of stocks in NSE have broken out of their first 3-minute open range, and what percentage have broken down from the 3 minutes, and they will of course be inversely proportional. So the number of ORBOs increased, making higher highs, and basically also closed at about 85%, which means that 85% of the stocks, wherever they opened in the first 3 minutes, they actually close above that. So all of this basically told that today is a substantial bounce. And lastly, so there are a couple of elements here. I touched upon it in the when I started speaking, that this kind of anticipation, that a bounce, you can never be 100%, right? And I'm not saying that because I anticipated this, see, market did this. This is never where I come from, or that this is not the correct way to do. It's just that some of these things will actually help you to be better prepared to do the right thing when the price action comes in, right? So for me as a swing trader, it's of utmost importance that I make the most out of days like today, when the bounces actually started. Because why? Days like today's, if you try and if you get an entry on today is actually one of the most important day in terms of risk reward. Because today, आज का low, if this market rally sustains, today's low will never be reached, which means that your stop losses has the lowest amount of probability to be hit if your entry is on today, right? So and increasingly my trading philosophy as a swing trader has been to catch days like this, and this would be a little bit different than the positional players would be of an opinion that, hey, like watch for a couple of days of market, wait for your setups to occur, wait for tightness, phalana dimkana. Yes, all of those things are true, but like I said, my 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 trading philosophy around bounces as a swing trader has grown to be of the opinion that days like today are to be taken advantage of. So the point is that work towards what I'm trying to show you is possibly a system which one can keep in mind, which one can go through to anticipate bounces. Okay, and I have written and also made enough videos about this. So if anyone's interested, go and look at it. Now, what's next? Right? Some of you might have made some positions today. Even if not, then what? So if this bounce comes in, है ना, अगर if this bounce fizzles out, then fizzles out, your SLs would be taken. Or if you have made position, swing position, I'm entirely talking from the point of view of a swing trader, right? So if you have already made positions, you would have possibly are in a profit or look to de-risk. Now de-risking is very important now. And so if this bounce doesn't materialize, then you will get out of a small stop loss. But what if this bounce materializes? So in that word, so you basically go back to basics, right? So you go back to the strongest stocks. So these are the top 100 strongest stocks based on M swing, and you basically hunt for entries. So Z Media, if so, I'll quickly show my list which I was ready with yesterday. So this was the red list. There are a couple of new additions here today. Last few ones which are pretty strong. Has not corrected as much as the market. Are basically forming tight areas already, and either breaking out or very near to a bounce. So those are the names one has to deal with. So today basically I traded Pratap Snacks, PT Engineering, and SHK. All of them had already been done the work on yesterday. They look like good to me. Like PT Engineering was solid. It had a good bounce from the this one, although it didn't move much, 1.2%. Diamond D was really solid. It had gone sideways for the entire length when the market was going down. So this is basically relative strength. And today, even if the volume was really less, it basically pushed the price up, right? So going back to what next? What next is very simple. Keep it simple. Scan your stocks however way you can. How I would like to scan is like just look at the top 100 names or so. Sometimes not even top 100, top 10, top 20, top 30, and basically look for names which you already like, or look for names which you just cannot. Excuse me, which you cannot ignore, right? So now I don't know what's happening in Z Media, but if yesterday this stock was in your list, you could have anticipated that at 10 DMA things will bounce. Now again, this is too much. Now BSE is a very strong stock. Similarly, we had the up move, came back with huge price and volume contractility, and bounced of the 10, right? So this could have been in one of the in your list. Reflex is another one which I really like. Like when I say really like, I really like, because this stock has a character. Now you also have to make sure that the stocks which you are, especially for pullbacks, you need to see that there is a high level of fidelity of the character which you are trying to take advantage of. So Reflex right now, what is the advantage, my dear brothers and sisters? It is a 20 MA surfer. Every time it comes to that zone, you basically get a bounce. So hey, so again, these are like strong names. You will only get strong names if you look at relative strength. Reliance, infrastructure, something happened here for sure. For sure something happened here. So does that mean that whatever something happened here is like now gone? No, it's not that, because every stock will come and pull back. So now it has pulled back to the 21 EMA. So hey, Vakranji, something happened here. Something definitely happened here and then here, because there's a lot of volumes. It's not you and me. It's people with a huge amount of money who can move the markets. They moved it. Now it's coming to a decent level. Pull back to IFLC was a very good entry today, perhaps. It's a PBA, but a very good entry, perhaps. And also, always make sure that whenever these circuit changes happen, they fucking move after that. So this was 10 here. इसके बाद पूरा 10 पे चला. अभी आज सर्किट खोल के 20 हुआ है. तो you know these are the names you have to like catch. V2 retail. Also, I think यहाँ पे भी सर्किट खुला है. No, not here. Really we go now. You see, go back and see how was the earnings. It's one of the strongest stock on the planet. Coming back to the 21 EMA, right? So see, Anup was also in the radar. Basically really strong stock sideways, and then again huge amount of green towers going up. Looking at this, it does not look like our this was under stress. SHK again very similar, very nice pullback on low volumes, and then there is a green day, and then an inside bar, but inside bar did not push the price very low, like minus 2.68% chalega. And then again today was I did a small intraday trade. I couldn't carry because I didn't have money. Neogen, although this guy actually was a decent pullback, but again you have to see the overall structure in some of these stocks. What is this? Isn't this the stock all of your gurus tell you? Like one horizontal line break, very big base, flat base, multi-year breakout, phalana breakout, dhimkana breakout, and now it's coming back and retesting with ultra low volumes. Like every week the volumes are getting less and less when they are selling. So this is actually a really high probability stock, right? Diamond D, like I said, I traded this. I am in this. So you only need a couple of them, right? So a couple of them I have that in my sort of list. So IDT SEM Y. There is some order win here, highest volumes ever. Then again, two highest volumes almost ever, and then very nice pullback with decreasing volumes at times when market is under distress. So then these are the things which will help you to and these are the stocks one can look at from the point of view of swing trading. Now Trend was also in my list yesterday. You can see that in this was in one of the list. Why you can see that the volumes on pullback were extremely low, and yesterday whatever it gave back on Friday, everything was this is basically a bullish engulfing pattern yesterday, and it was clear that there is something going on here. And today there was also some news. Anyways, so I'll stop right here. I thought I would only spend a very short time on this, but basically go back to basics, screen your stocks. The only quality for your stocks, only two qualities, only these are the only two qualities one needs on their stock. Two qualities. What are those? Relative strength, okay guys, relative strength. I will be trading until I die almost, right? And even then I will say the same thing, relative strength. The second thing is low risk. Do not chase. If you manage to secure these two things in whatever shittery you trade, that's it. You will have to, it's very difficult for you to not make money after that, right? So if you guys have any questions, 5 minutes, I'll take questions. If not, then we'll say good night.
Hi Prakash, Sanjit here.
Hi Prasenjit.
Yeah. So Prakash, my question is that like so basically this is the RS scan, right? That watch list. It is not for a specific one like HTF, tightness, or TIB, or that list is a combination of number of scanners, the one which you are showing.
No, this is a relative strength. So
Okay.
basically, in 50-day and 20-day time period,
Hmm.
whichever stocks perform the best, you sort
Okay.
it from top to bottom,
Hmm.
and you will see that and basically I get a score, and that's called an M
Yeah.
swing score. And if you
Yeah.
see, Z Media will have the highest score because 5.24, because in the last 20-50 days it is one of the most khatarnak guy. And at the fag end you have like red tape, and its red tape is not bad, but it is like performed 1/5 of what Z Media has done. So that's why the difference in M swing scores there. So
Okay. Okay.
one way to one way to sort stocks according to relative strength, absolute relative strength.
Okay, and in this kind of a day, it is probably pullback anticipation will give us the best risk reward, right?
See, anticipations in any so anticipation entries, if they work, will give you the best risk reward. Okay, because the fact that you are anticipating, the prices have not moved above from breakout level, and so effectively your stop losses will be very small,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Correct.
again, the point, that's just the half truth. The other truth is anticipations generally do not have very high level of accuracy, and that's why people wait for breakout, because एक बार breakout हो गया, then it's difficult for the price to go down given so bullish market conditions, right? But again, coming back to the point, because today was a day we had the bullish upturn, so most of the anticipations would have probably worked. Okay, so there is a very fine detailing in there. One has to be very careful about when you think in general about PBAs, and the context of PBS during which days, and so partially I do agree that PBS will have the best risk rewards, but again, things which are, if you are using a setup which is a PBC, which is like, okay, yesterday's low is gotten broken out now, and it's a confirmation that the pullback has come, the 19-20 का फर्क होएगा, right? It will
Mm-hmm.
not be like, because of the bullishness thing,
Correct,
most of the
correct,
things
correct,
will work,
correct.
right?
Yeah, right.
So
So you can also say that it is a PBA within a PBA, right? You are anticipating Nifty to pull back, kind of a thing.
So,
Yeah.
so again, let's be little clear about the terminologies. Pullback means the pulling back, and what today we had was a bounce. Okay,
Okay, okay.
there is this small. People get confused when they say pullback. Pullback is actually the action. The correction action is called pullback, and today we
Yeah,
actually had the bounce. So,
correct.
yeah, I mean, what today, a day like today happened was, you have to be ready to anticipate the bullish move, right?
Yeah,
And then if in that anticipation you end up taking some PBA entries, right? And if today actually the bullish move came, then you are in huge profit, like you've done really well today. In cases when that bullishness doesn't come, then you take a very small stop loss, right?
correct. Correct. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Shivam, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah. So the first thing is, so basically, I wanted to know if you had to choose like a very few selected your indicator, no, I'm not indicators or the dashboard things that could summarize the breadth. Like if so, basically, what happened today was I was confused whether to take entry till the end of the trading hours. So I missed a few opportunities, but that's okay. But
That's
the
okay. Yeah.
point
Yeah.
him to understand that no, this at this point I should be taking entries with
Yeah.
like if you had to summarize your few of your like very that I can watch and understand the breadth.
See, a lot of things has to come together, like in terms of understanding how market works, right? Because one thing leads to another. So there is a time frame level thing. So in general, in the daily time frame level, we knew that it was pulling back. So now the anticipation can be, today the possible reaction can be, okay, today bounce will come, or the bounce will not come, है ना? Right now, always watch the price. That is the first thing. And from the prices, the best way to watch the price would be Nifty 50 or Nifty 500. And in general, when you watch intraday price action, I generally tend to watch the 3 minute. Again, one can watch 2 minutes, 1 minute, वो अपना अपना है. So okay, maybe Nifty 50 would be better. Like you said yesterday, until yesterday, what was the action? The action was of bearishness. Ki the AVWAPs were were acting as resistance, and the first things, if today had to be bullish, was that these resistance will have to now not act as resistance. Now price would have to go beyond that, right? So once that happened, that is the first thing. So prices are now actually acting up, means acting better. and and then you the second thing is like, okay, fine, the indices are looking bullish, but is this action a market wide action, right? And that's where we go for looking at breadth, and that action would this dashboard will give you that action. And these two are basically the primary breadth indicators, which basically tells me net up down increasing, and your ORB plots increasing. So so this would basically tell. And sometimes, see, the thing is, at times this, and I'm sure you also have been looking at these plots. The plots are not this clean. Only in uber bullish days these are clean, and you can see that in uber bearish days these are very cleanly opposite. Ki this, if you see this, yesterday it was a very bearish day, so the ORBDs almost were at 92%, right? So you instantly know what is the action of the market. And the only difference today is because uh, in general, after the pullback, all of these things were in the picture, that prices were at about the 50-day. The breadth was also at oversold levels, and basically these two factors had given the bias that we possibly might see a bounce. Was the bounce day today, or tomorrow, or yesterday? So that was what one needs to look at early morning. Having said that, even, I mean, this is like very looking at breadth in a very uh, in a in a very high resolution. One doesn't need that, like, and many would be on the opinion that, okay, we can still wait for 2 3 days to uh, um, say if the bounce is 10 days long, if you miss the first 2 days, कुछ ज़्यादा भी miss नहीं करोगे. But yeah, so this is like trying to go one step ahead. So to answer your question, ORBDs, first is always price. Look at how price is reacting. The second is your primary breadth indicator, which is your net breadth, net 4% movers. And the second one definitely is ORB plot.
Okay. Thanks.
Cheers, man. All right. Can't see screen. Are you? Can't see your red list. Any chance you share your? This is Vivek. You there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Vivek, yes. So this I can definitely share the red ones, but again, this is sometimes it'll have like 60 names, sometimes it'll have like 4 names. So this is very personal. Sometimes I don't need time to prepare the red list because I'm 100% invested. So then I don't have a red list. So so there is no consistency over there. So that's why I don't share that. But yeah, this can be shared as well.
Just to look, just to get like an entry point, like instead of looking at top 100, maybe just looking at your top to start with, and then maybe you could move to the 100. So just an idea over there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for now, what I have in the list is, I really like Neogen, for example, and for the reasons which I have already told, this is like this is a huge big base breakout. If I go to weekly, you can see that this is this is a huge stage 2 continuation base, and I mean, yeah, so I was very fortunate to already get an entry here, but that is in the different long term thingy. But right now it's very nicely set up as a momentum play as well. M&M was really interesting to me today, and this is now gotten into the top 100 list, and you can see that this was also a sort of a mildly big base breakout here, albeit the actual breakout entry was here on the Khelawe day, and then it went up, and then it actually did not correct so much with the market. It was a mild correction to the 21, and then we have a bounce again. So currently, again, I would not enter here, at least for swing, but if there is 3 days of tightness, then it looks like a very good area. And in general, I really like pharma names, because pharma is like one ETF which has not budged. Yo, lot of noise here.
So basically, a lot of farmer names popped up when I saw when I was checking today.
Yeah.
Like, many
So
farmer names.
yeah. So pharma, if you see, I mean, like, can you just look at pharma, right? Like, it doesn't look like we were under distress. I mean, yeah, of course, यहाँ पे इतना नहीं चला, but you see that it's a very nice big base breakout here. After like a 20% move, it is again forming or like a decent enough base, and it did not give up so much. So what does this tell us about the what does this tell us about the strength of the this one in general? So that's why a couple of pharma names also I really like. And just like, see, what happens is the stronger stocks will show good action even before the general indices. So at some point of time, if this rally persists, I mean, holds up, pharma will definitely break out. But even before this guy breaks out, your general other pharma names, as well as the names, the more stronger names in the indices, like for example, I think Divis is also like very strong. So they will already, ayo, not this, DIVIS. They will already like break out. So Divis probably today would have been a good entry candidate. So these will break out. So APPL, like today I have just put in green panel also is a very strong industry again. Like last couple of days, this I don't know what industry this is. This is plywood and something in charting, but they're also really strong. Bosch yesterday was a clear favorite. Huge volumes and most of it also delivery. But price did not go below any further. So this is what they call it, stop volume. And this was again a no-brainer. But somehow I have a declination towards trading these large cap names, and so I always go and look at the smaller names. Saregama also was on hit list yesterday because of the fact that if you see, the although the price is little scary here, -6, -3, but you can see that clearly the volumes were missing. So this was clearly panic selling, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So yeah, I could I could share that. Uh, we'll see. Okay. Any more questions, guys? If not, then I will stop here. Parting thoughts is basically this chat was not to say that, hey, look, I anticipated the bounce. It's to say that there possibly can be a process to anticipate it better. Okay, and whatever my process is, I have shared that, and I have been sharing, and I'm always in a lookout to uh, get to it even further, right? So that has been the truth seeking objective. The second thing is that this bounce could or could not sustain. So always use stop losses, always ascertain your risk, don't be in a hope trade, right? And third thing I want to assert is, if you are a swing trader, okay, I know that there are different ways to trade, I know that there are different ways to get to the same city, there are too many roads that leads to Rome. But if you are a swing trader, the road most often than not goes through relative strength. So I cannot stress this enough, right? So back to the basics, go through the names which did not correct much, go through the names which even if they corrected less, are exhibiting volatility contraction both in the level of price and volume, and those are the guys that will move the best. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you soon then. Bye bye.